Hey guys, Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you back another Pokemon build series video. Nearly forgot what it was called there for a second, but I'm all good. We're here, we're with the program. Today is Sandshrew, which is described as a mouse type, like a mouse Pokemon, but if I'm being honest, it kind of looks more like an armadillo, I guess. And it kind of has like a sandstony color. It honestly looks like it's kind of made of sandstone bricks, but on its little snout nose bit and its tummy, it's like a light white cream sort of color. Um, and yeah, it's a ground type, but the Alolan type is ice steel type, which I thought was kind of very interesting. But when I saw this little guy, I kind of imagined a little pyramid, just like a little one, kind of maybe not for the most important people on the planet, but still someone who maybe the couple who are buried here saved up a lot and decided, yeah, we'll get a little pyramid to show that like our dedication to each other and our love and whatever. And I think it's kind of really sweet and cute. So yeah, there are two people buried here. And let me tell you, I've never built a pyramid before. This is my first time, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I looked at so many. Oh, I say so many. I looked at one build in particular by Celiodon, or I believe she goes by Selena, um, who yeah built this amazing, absolutely amazing what do you call it? Amazing pyramid. Yeah, basically like a pyramid and archaeology site. Um, I didn't do quite the same things as her, but I definitely took inspiration from the roofing because I was really struggling with like how I would even approach it. And I've also seen Tattooed Simmer uh over on Twitch put together a little bit of like a build kind of like this. And again, the roofing, I just I can't do it by myself sometimes. And so yeah, definitely mad props to those guys for helping me figure out the roof. I mean, not that they directly know that they have, but yeah, I definitely want to give credit where credit's due. I did not do this roofing by myself. But it works. It looks good, I think. And I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this build and just being goofy and silly with it. Trying to make it work and yeah, just I don't know, it's kind of fun and interesting to do these things that I've never really done before, and I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. So you might see here that I don't know if you saw it a little bit earlier. I did do a basement level, but I end up deleting that because I had enough problems as it was trying to do the 2 floors above ground, and so yeah, we just never end up doing that. Um, and it ends up just being yeah, very small little uh pyramid. I was gonna say tomb and then I was gonna say cave, and neither of those words are quite right. I mean, tomb kind of, but grave is definitely the word I was looking for. Nope, it wasn't pyramid. Pyramid was the word I was looking for. And this also is probably not historically accurate. I'm not very confident with historically accurate builds, as I don't really know much about what is historically accurate and what isn't. So yeah, if you know a lot about pyramids and their setup and things like that, absolutely let me know down below what I've done right and wrong in this scenario. But I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this. I think from what I do know of pyramids, which I'll be honest is very little, um, I had a lot of fun with it. I wanted it to feel less um yes, realistic is going to have to be the word. Like, I didn't want to think about people robbing these graves. I wanted to kind of get the idea of people being buried here, and maybe this is like the first discovery, and it's very protected. And I like the idea of that, like as a sweet couple who are buried here, and now they're being respected for this is where they lived, and you don't want to steal from people who cannot defend themselves, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed trying to figure out how this works, and I'll be real, half of this is kind of made up, And I realized I put in flowers at some point, but they would have died like many years ago, so I probably should have picked more dead looking flowers, and I didn't. Well, I say flowers. I put in jewelry. That is so not what I was trying to say. Um, Plants. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I instinctively I go to play with my necklace, and I haven't been wearing it for like, I don't know, a month now. Maybe not that long. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. But instinctively I went to go play with it. So I guess that's where the word jewelry came from. But anyway, not what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say was I do put plants in, and I don't really know why. But I enjoyed it. So yeah, I don't know. But the room on the right here, where I put the first statue headpiece thing, they have frogs in their room. I believe the statue is of some sort of cat or jaguar. But they have golden frogs, golden gold bars, a mini gold statue of that giant head statue that's at the front, and also at the top of their, technically the bottom of the, where they're resting. There's also, that's the one with all the plants in it, and a little offering. Well, I went to put an offering bowl, but then I ended up putting a bowl of gold fruit, which made more sense to me because from what I do know of pyramids, the things that were placed within the, I guess tombs is the right word. What was placed within the tombs were things that were to be taken to the afterlife that would be useful. Some people would have, yeah, like food and things like that. They would have clothes or gold, or, their pets would be there and things like that. So, it's I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I wanted to keep it kind of accurate, like of things that they wanted to take to the afterlife, but I wanted it to be a bit more like um things that they enjoyed in this life they wanted to be able to enjoy in the next one. So yeah, one of them really apparently enjoys collecting frogs, I guess. And has a very big frog obsession. So in the afterlife they get to be an expert frog catcher, I guess. And then the other person has gold plate. So maybe they're really into pottery or cooking. I don't know. I don't know. It was just kind of like, I guess these things will do. I used a lot of things from Jungle Adventure, so most of my inspiration came from that. I also did this build over a couple of days. I broke it up into chunks because it's just a lot easier to chunk build rather than, yeah, trying to smash it all out in one day. I will either sit down and do one build in one go, one sitting, like without moving, or I will do it over a couple of days. There's two, sometimes even months, to be honest. It depends on the size of the build, but yeah, it takes time, a lot of time. But yeah, it takes a lot of time to get these builds done, and I don't know, I find it extremely enjoyable to get in and get them done, but also, yeah, to come back and be like, okay, I've got new ideas now, and like that part I was struggling with, I've got it. I've got brilliant ideas. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of really enjoy dealing with that and like figuring that out. It just, I don't know, it becomes a lot easier for me when I walk away and come back to it, especially if I finish it like in the evening at nighttime or whatever, and then in the morning come back, because my brain has had time to rest and relax and I feel refreshed. Um, which is one thing about, like, yeah, when you stream builds, you kind of just have to do them right there and then. Like you kind of stuck with what you're doing, and while that can be good, it's also extremely, I don't want to say frustrating, but it is frustrating to be stuck kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I have to know what I'm doing because I'm streaming it, and for video recording purposes, I don't like doing half of a build on stream and then another half of a build on stream and then coming back and doing the other half off stream. I think it's just awfully distracting to the way I build. and yeah, not a huge fan of it. So I do try and do streams on build altogether. But yeah, when I'm not streaming, I actually find it a lot easier for editing videos, because if there's an issue or I need to pause or whatever, I can just do that. I can just pause, come back to it any point, and you know, it's all good. The other thing is, when I was recording this video, Macy normally sleeps on my desk. She's my cat. Absolute love of my life. I adore her so much. She's currently sleeping under my bed because it's really, really hot today. We do have the aircon on, but apparently it's not good enough for her. So yeah, she's also seeking out under the bed, which I think is so cute. Like I make sure she's not overheated or anything like that, and I make sure to make sure she's cooled down and whatnot, but she's hiding away. But yeah, she was sitting on the desk and she rolled over, and the way she did it was she was laying on her side and she decided to roll onto her back, and she kind of like kicked her leg out and over, and by doing that she pressed the escape key, or the F1 key I think it was, or whatever key brings up the gallery. Yeah, that tells you how much I know about this game. I don't even know what key brings up the gallery, but she'd press that and it was just glitching in and out. So I had to go through and find that section and edit the start of it out, because I managed to pause it a couple of seconds after she started. But yeah, I had to go back and find it and edit it out, and I was like, Macy, why are you doing that for? And she just did not care. She just went back to sleep. I mean, I say went back to sleep, but that's under the presumption she woke up. Yeah, she just she just stayed asleep, didn't care. She's just mildly a little bit sassy, and I love her for that. Honestly, she deserves everything in the world. I can rarely say no to her. But to be fair, she's normally very, very, very well behaved. She's not a, you know those cats that just either are maliciously naughty because they know you're gonna tell them off, or you know, just are naughty for the fun of it. She's not like that. Like whenever something happens, it's not intentional. You know, like her rolling over, she was just rolling over. She wasn't trying to be a nuisance or anything. It wasn't her fault that the keyboard was in her way. But yeah, it is so cute. I honestly could let her get away with anything if she was naughty, but thankfully she's not. She is very demanding of her snuggles though. Every morning she will wake me up. Usually, well, I say usually, it used to be at 5:30 in the morning, but I started to sleep through it a little bit, and then it started being 6, and then it started being 6:30, and now it's 7. So seven's gonna be consistent, because once I wake up at 7, that's it, I'm up. And I'm okay with that. 7 is a reasonable time for me to be up. I am somewhat of a morning person. I say somewhat, because I don't like being talked to in the morning. If you try and talk to me, I'm sorry, I'm gonna flat out ignore you. I'm terrible with communicating in the morning, but I like being up in the morning. So when I say I'm a morning person, I mean I just like waking up early. I don't like talking, I don't like being around people, I don't like any of that. I just want to be left alone in my peace by myself in my quiet, which sometimes happens. I would say at 7, that's a either the best or the worst time to be awake. Because yeah, some of my roommates leave for work really, really early in the morning, and some of them leave a bit later. So 7 is generally a good time for me to go and feed Macy without running into any of them. And then I'll go hide away in my room until I hear the rest of them leave, and then I'll come out and exist and yeah, whatever. But when she wakes me up, she will go down and eat. I'll feed her. She'll go eat. I'll go to the bathroom, have a little stretch, maybe get some water or whatever, and she'll come back and she'll jump in my bed, and first of all she'll sit on my chest and demand that I give her all the head pats in the world, which obviously I do. And then when she's done, she will get up and then she'll just wander off to one side of the bed and lay down. But she has to have one foot touching me. It's always one of her back feet, but one of her back feet is always touching me. Sorry, just choked on my words there for a second. Yeah, she'll always have one of her back paws touching me. And she'll absolutely go straight back to sleep. This morning apparently was a little bit too hot for her to be even on the bed, because she jumped down and went underneath the bed again and went to sleep down there. And then when I got up, again, she actually stayed under there for a while. I came into the office, did some stuff, had some breakfast or whatever, spilled tea all over myself, boiling hot tea all over myself. Because I decided to wear a long dress. It was a long flowy dress. I don't wear dresses normally, but you know, the one day I do, I decided to spill hot tea on me. But yeah, long flowy dress, and I stood on it. So yeah, immediately got changed, because that's not happening. That's not cool. So yeah, but she came back in and was sleeping on the desk for a little bit, and then I wasn't feeling too good, so I went and lay down for a little bit. And she went back in there with me and laid under the bed and went back to sleep again. And then I came back in here to record this video, and she's still under the bed asleep. So, you know, it's a very nap-oriented day for her today. I'll try and play with, like, she's got a couple of toys, but she only really likes one of them. One of them she'll play with maybe once every 6 months. So I'm not too sure how. Yeah, she used to love it when she was a kitten, but not so much anymore. But yeah, the one she does love playing with is, I think it's a little octopus. I think it's an octopus on a stick. And she loves it, absolutely loves it. And so I'll offer her every morning. You know, when I go downstairs, I'll actually tuck it into the back pocket, and she'll be watching it. She won't attack it. Like, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, aren't you scared she's gonna, you know, jump out and attack your legs or anything like that?" And she doesn't. She'll wait for me to do whatever I'm doing in the kitchen. And sometimes I'll sit on the floor and I'll spin it in a circle around me, and she will have the time of her life chasing it. But sometimes she doesn't come downstairs with me, so I'm just wandering around the house with a cat toy. I probably look insane to the neighbors, but you know, I don't really mind that. Yeah, she loves that toy. And sometimes we'll play with it up here, and she just turns into a giant kitten all over again, and it's the sweetest, cutest thing to see. Just her playing and having fun, and it's absolutely adorable. Yeah. I also saw on Instagram, I follow a lot of cat rescues, I guess. Not just cat, like animal rescue places with obviously cats. And I saw one this morning that was just absolutely the sweetest little man that I've ever seen. And I sent it to one of my roommates, and I was like, please, can we get him? He's so sweet and lovely, and I just, oh my goodness, I would love to have him. And they told me no. So yeah, unfortunately no other cat at the moment, but we will be getting Macy a friend, absolutely. She has grown up with other cats in her life. Unfortunately, they're no longer with us. But she has grown up with other cats, and we had 3 cats growing up. I say growing up. One of them we had growing up. Macy, and the other kitten we got much later. And yeah, the cat we had growing up, she was just a grumpy old fart. She would tolerate the existence of all other animals as long as they didn't come near her. I have seen them, like Macy and that other cat, coexisting closely. I wouldn't say cuddling, but coexisting very closely. But this other kitten, Macy, and her were best friends, but unfortunately, I'm not even quite too sure what happened, because that was when I moved out of home, and yeah, just got told that that kitten was no longer with us, and I'm kind of glad that I don't know how it happened, because it's just I don't want to know sad things. I don't want to know sad things. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get Macy a friend when I move out of here. Um, because yeah, she absolutely deserves to have a little friend, and like, there's always people home here, and I don't want to, like, if I ever go out, I promise I do go outside, but when I live with less people in the house, there's going to be less people likely to be home, and if I do go out, I do want her to have someone there so she's just not by herself. Um, I don't go and take super extended holidays and things like that all the time. Most of my holidays are very, very short. In fact, so short that I feel like it's just like blink and it's done. Yeah, long story short, I will have a friend for Macy, maybe two. Depends on how she reacts to friend number one. But yeah, that I just spent this whole entire video rambling about Macy, which, you know what? I haven't done that in a very long time. I used to do it a lot when I didn't live with her because I missed her so much and I wanted to just be with her, and so I would talk about her a lot. And then when I moved back in with her, it was absolutely amazing. I say move back in with her like she's renting out an apartment and I've moved in with her. No, I ended up moving and yeah, could have Macy with me again. Um, yeah, it's been a while since I've rambled and ranted about her, so I hope you don't mind. And to ramble and rant over such a beautiful, I say beautiful build, I feel like I'm tooting my own horn here, but I do thoroughly enjoy this build, and I think it should have been talked about a bit more. So yeah, I kind of feel sad that I didn't get to talk a lot about this build, but I guess I did start talking about it at the start, so I guess it kind of makes up for it. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts down below on this build, if you love it, if you hate it, if you see any wild inaccuracies, which are probably like all of the things I've done. Absolutely understand that. But yeah, if you've enjoyed either the build or my rambling, make sure to subscribe. I'm coming out with a video almost every single day this year, just not the last 2 days in February. But that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, I hope you enjoy it. And enjoy the landscaping for once. I actually did good here. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.